to align for this Dallas Cowboys offense.
The frustration continues to mount.
10 seconds.
Well, good evening, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I am sitting here in the dark. Here we go. Here we go. First and foremost, Dak Prescott said he felt something pop in his leg. His hamstring is going to be getting an MRI tomorrow. So there's that. You know, of course, we have all the trolls out there. They're saying, of course, Cooper Rush is a better quarterback. He did, what Dak Prescott couldn't do, and this, that, and the other. That's fine. At this point, I'm just done fighting. I feel like Indian Chief Joseph. I shall not fight no more forever. But there's good news, I guess. Jerry Jones said this.
Really regret this for all of our Dallas Cowboy fans. I will tell you this, that I've been around, I've seen Michael Irvin tear up and cry when he couldn't lose anybody because he's just recovering from knee surgery. Yet his ass came back and led a team to 3 Super Bowls. I know you can be there if you're there. That room's full of guys that can get it done. I believe in them, coaches and all.
He believes in them, coaches is all. So, at this point, we were at this point a couple of times before in our career, the Dallas Cowboys history. The last was in 2018, and the Cowboys made a trade for Amari Cooper, which sparked life into our offense. I'm not sure at this point if that is even, that there's anybody out there right now. You've seen the big name wide receivers that have gone through. This team has so many needs, so many things that are wrong with it, including the coaching and play calling. To me, it seems like everything that this team has touched has just been wrong. And I think it all still goes back to that guy who still believes that we have what we need here in that locker room, although he's saying, we have some things that we're cooking on. I don't know if they do or don't. But what I do know as far as trades go, when we trade somebody, we don't trade and get back enough in return. And when we trade for somebody, we always give too much. We gave up a number 1 for Amari Cooper, and we traded Amari Cooper for a 5th, and then he was traded again for a 3rd. So you tell me, does that sound like, yeah, great news, we're going to be trading for people? We'll probably end up giving up too much. I have to say I have been completely beat down this season. This season has been the worst for me. I'm still a Dallas Cowboy fan. I'm still going to root for the Cowboys, but it's just hard. I'll be here for every game. I'll be there in Dallas. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to expect the worst and hope for the best. The Eagles, they came close to giving that game away today. If it weren't for Trevor Lawrence throwing an interception in the end zone, they would have had a loss. It looks like the Colts have fumbled here early in Vikings territory. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do a service for the Cowboy fans. I want to use my platform to get the pulse of the fans, of all the fans out there. I want to get people's real feelings on how they feel about the Cowboys organization, about the players, about the front office. I want to give you guys the chance to use this as your sounding board to try and send a message to the Joneses that we're the reason that you guys are worth $10.5 billion that we have invested. Now, we don't have billions of dollars like the Joneses, although you wouldn't have billions of dollars if it wasn't for people like me. Us small money individuals that are taking high percentage of our earnings in comparison to support an organization that is not supporting us. We get lip service. We get lip service and told that we don't know what we're talking about and get your act together, and that everything is fine when we know it's not. So I want to be there in Dallas, getting laughed at by Eagle fans. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of Eagle fans that are going to be going. And I'm going to have fun hanging out with Prime Time, with Game Time, with Ward family, and anybody else that's there that wants to hang out. This is going to be the crying game and the we're mad as shit, Jerry, and we're not going to take it anymore. So that's where we are. CeeDee Lamb has an AC joint injury. He did return into the game, but you saw he got a cheap shot into his shoulder. And, yeah. There are plenty of places to point the fingers when evaluating the Cowboys' struggles. You can start in the offseason with a team agreed to a lucrative extension to Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb and did little else. Despite claiming to be all in, the Cowboys had a quiet offseason with the head-scratching decisions like replacing the departed Tony Pollard at running back with Zeke Elliott, who is clearly past his prime. That has been an abject disaster. Elliott, 29, has rushed for 149 yards and 2 touchdowns this season with an unimpressive 3.1 yards per carry, and he didn't suit up Sunday for disciplinary reasons. Per Jane Slater, Zeke Elliott is a healthy scratch today, the first of his career. According to a number of sources, Elliott has been distracted this season. Aside from his habitual tardiness, he's missed 3 team meetings, with Friday meetings the final straw. Both parties decided it was best that he did not make the trip to Atlanta. Dalvin Cook and Rico Dowdle will be expected to carry the load this afternoon. So, yeah, we're a mess. So the Cowboys didn't offer much of a threat on the ground, and the passing game has become predictable as well, which would be a direct indictment on the head coach, Mike McCarthy. Cowboys tape, I think the kindest word, this is Dan Orlowski, I could use to describe is predictable. It's awful predictable. 0 details. Spacing stinks. Mike McCarthy saying they want the offense to be balanced just tells you how out of a touch he is with the NFL game today. The Cowboys are exactly who spent all summer telling you who they were. Worse and more expensive. Wow. Mike Greenberg. Clarence Hill. Injured, poorly built, poorly coached, unprepared, and dysfunctional. This is a microcosm of the Cowboys' season. Injuries have been an issue as well, namely at edge rusher, where players like Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, Marshawn Nealon, well, I can put Sam Williams too, are out of action. That could get even worse for the Cowboys, as both Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb suffered injuries on Sunday. Although things aren't about to get easier in next week's matchups with the Philadelphia Eagles, Houston, Texas, Washington Commanders. Yeah, and Jerry still believes we can turn this around. Yeah. Whoo, boy. And that's all I have to say about that. At this point, if I were Mike McCarthy, I think I'd want to get fired, just so I wouldn't have to deal with this shit anymore. Have a good evening, good people. Peace.